Welcome back to Houston Life. When it comes to keeping your home comfortable and running smoothly, having a local team you can count on makes all the difference. Luke's Plumbing and Air Conditioning has been serving Houston families for more than 30 years. It is a family business, and that is why we are joined today by Daniel Lawlis and their company pup, Tupelo, the mascot. He is breaking hearts right and left here in Studio B. Welcome to the show, Daniel. So you spent some time in Austin. You came back to Houston. What prompted you to start the business?
I'd worked for the business years ago in the late 90s. It was my best friend's dad's company. I'd exited my business in Austin about 4 years ago. And Shannon Hill was the owner. It was called Budget Home Services at the time. And he reached out to me. He was like, hey, thinking about retiring. I was like, what are you going to do with the business? He goes, well, I'll probably just close it. I was like, hold on, I'm going to drive to Houston right now. And that's how I ended up with the business. And I'd worked there for, years ago. Casey, his son, were best friends, and so they ran the business together and grew the business together. And I thought, well, it'd be appropriate to rename it Luke's, so my son and I can grow it and run the business together.
And Luke is the name of your son.
Yes, which he's here, but he's off.
He's behind the scenes here today in studio. Okay, so you essentially came up through the business, you learned the ropes, and that's why you've been in business now more than 30 years. There's a photo of your son, Luke, by the way, on screen. How did Tupelo become the company mascot?
Because he's such a good-looking dog. No, I was meeting with a marketing agency that we use here in Houston, and we were at a restaurant eating outside this summer and going over some ideas, and Tupelo just kind of disappeared, but he was tethered to my foot. And we turn around and he's in the fountain, at the restaurant fountain.
Oh my gosh.
And I got some beautiful pictures of it. And so I didn't come up with the idea. Hector came up with the idea, the CEO, and I was like, all right, I'm 100% sold on this.
Well, and customers, you've told me that customers love it when he goes on calls.
Yeah, so and sometimes I'll send, if we're slow, our office is in Oak Forest, and I'm like, okay, somebody load Tupelo up in one of the vans and drive around Oak Forest Elementary and go down, Roslyn, back down Oak Forest, so everybody, and he'll hang out the window.
I love this photo of him. And is it true that he is featured on your vans?
He's on all the vans.
Okay, so if you guys see Tupelo on the Luke's Plumbing and Air Conditioning vans, this is your man.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk specifically about your business, because here in Houston, we were chatting during the break, and leading up to the holidays, it was so challenging because we had the AC on some days and then the heat on the next day. These are some challenging, the Houston weather alone can really put a strain on people's heating and cooling systems at home. What are some of the common issues you see?
Well, and right now we should have the heat on.
We should, but we don't, right?
Yes. Probably the challenge, doing a tune-ups is, if you're not using your heat, which you're probably using it maybe 3 months out of the year in the Houston climate.
Or sporadically.
Or sporadically,
right? Like
on and
once
off.
Or twice a week, yeah.
Like we had the heat on at the office 2 weeks ago. Now the AC's down to back on.
Same at our house,
So going back and forth. But if you don't have it on for months at a time, and what will happen a lot of times, a customer will turn on their heat and they'll get a weird smell because they're not used to it. Either it's gas or the heat strips come on an electric heat pump or something. The heat pump's not working. And so it's always best to have your furnace, somebody come out, turn it on for you, check everything, make sure it's working, and doing that before the first cold front comes in.
Before, okay. And this is something that we never know. Like the cold front will sneak up on us and suddenly the heat's on and I think, oh, wait a minute, when was the last time we had our service done? You recommend what, October-ish?
Yes, October, because usually first cold fronts are going to come through around Halloween.
Okay, so you want to have your heat checked before you're going to need to turn it on for the very first time that season. You guys do, by the way, a $49 furnace tune-up, which is great. For people who are already dealing with issues around the house, do you find that customers are hesitant to call? I mean, because it seems like how big of an issue is required for you guys to come out? You don't want to prevention, basically.
Anything
right?
that a customer doesn't want to deal with. I've learned as a homeowner that my time's very valuable, and I want to specialize in my business. I don't want to, work on my own car, and so that's the time to call whenever becomes an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, and
yeah.
I think peace of mind too, to know that
Yes.
your system is running efficiently and safely. It looks like Tupelo is very comfortable here in studio, Daniel Lawlis.
He's comfortable anywhere he goes.
I think we might need to hold on to him. Okay, so drain cleaning, $93 if you can unclog it. It's free. Furnace tune-ups, $49. $200 off a new hot water replacement. There's also a Tupelo VIP club. I hope that comes with dog sitting services.
We're thinking about changing that to VID club. Very important dog.
Oh, okay, I like that. I support this
It's
idea.
in discussion.
Okay, so Daniel Lawlis, thank you so much. Tupelo, you are adorable. Great little pup. And in the meantime, to our viewers, you can schedule a drain cleaning service for just $93. Call Lukes.com. That is the website. Call Lukes.com. You can also literally call them, 713-686-7000. And if they cannot unclog it, it is totally free. Okay, switching gears now.